Hello kids, welcome to our channel The Story Time. Today I'm going to tell you a very famous fairy tale, The Wizard of Oz. I hope you will like it. Once there was a little girl named Dorothy. She lived with her uncle and her aunt in their farmhouse at Kansas. They had a pet dog called Toto. Dorothy often played with Toto, running here and there. One day, when Dorothy was busy playing with Toto, a violent cyclone overtook the farmhouse. Her uncle felt worried and called out that everybody should get inside the farmhouse. So, Dorothy shouted, "Toto, Toto, where are you? Get inside at once!" The cyclone was so violent that it ripped the farmhouse off the ground along with Dorothy and Toto as they had rushed inside on her uncle's warning. Lo, up flew the farmhouse into the sky, twirling round and round. Dorothy and Toto were feeling very dizzy. Soon the farmhouse landed in a strange land. Dorothy saw a charming lady who said, "Welcome to Oz and thanks for killing the wicked witch of the East, oh little girl." "But I haven't killed anyone," replied Dorothy. "You have done that. Look, she lies crushed under your farmhouse. The silver shoes on her feet are now yours," said Glinda. "But I want to be back with my uncle and aunt in Kansas," said Dorothy, looking at the witch's shoes amazingly. "Only the wizard who lives in a palace of emerald at Oz can help you to get back home. And to reach there, you must follow this yellow road," replied Glinda. Dorothy put on the witch's silver shoes and followed the yellow road. On the way, she saw a scarecrow that needed a brain so that he might be able to think. He accompanied Dorothy and Toto. Going a little further, the trio saw a woodcutter made of tin. He was cutting the trunk of a tree with his axe. He was in dire need of a heart so that he might be able to have feelings. The woodcutter looked very cruel, as if he were going to hack someone. All the three looked at him in fright with wide open eyes, but he also accompanied them. Going still further, Dorothy and his companions came across a fierce-looking lion, but in fact the lion was very timid and needed a lot of courage so that he might become the king of the beasts. Dorothy realized that she and each of his companions were in need of something. She thought that the Wizard of Oz might be able to help them also. So all of them proceeded further. Dorothy mounted the lion's back and they moved further. Finally, they reached a moat around a palace where the wizard lived. "How can we cross this moat?" said Dorothy. The woodcutter cut down wood from some nearby trees and built a bridge over the moat. So all of them decided to cross the moat and meet the wizard to have all their wishes fulfilled. Finally, the party reached the palace, which was dazzling bright with the emeralds. The guard of the palace welcomed them and they were taken to the wizard. Dorothy and his companions told about their wishes to the wizard one by one. The wizard was lost in deep thoughts for some time as to how their wishes could be fulfilled. At last, he said to Dorothy and his companions, "To have your wishes fulfilled, you must kill the wicked witch of the West." Dorothy and his companions asked the wizard to guide them on to where the witch of the West lived. The wizard told them how to reach the witch of the West, and they left the wizard's palace eager to reach there as soon as possible. The party marched on and finally got near the place where the witch of the West lived. Seeing Dorothy and her companions from a distance, The witch was able to judge why the party was coming to her, so she got very furious as she knew about the power of the silver shoes that Dorothy was putting on. The witch called out to her slaves, who were in fact winged monkeys. She shouted to them, "Bring that girl to me and put the others into prison." The winged monkeys obeyed the witch and pounced on Dorothy to catch hold of her. Before long, they took Dorothy and her companions to the wicked witch of the west. Looking at Dorothy with bloodshot eyes, the witch ordered her to part with the silver shoes, but the little girl flatly refused. The witch threatened Dorothy in various ways so that she might get the silver shoes, but all to no purpose. Dorothy had decided not to part with the silver shoes. So Dorothy's companions were put behind bars except Toto, as it was not ready to leave its master. The witch held Dorothy by the arm and tried to frighten her. When Dorothy did not obey the witch, she gave her a severe beating and ordered her to mop the floor of her room. Being helpless, Dorothy had to obey the witch. The wicked witch had tied Toto to a peg. Seeing this, Dorothy began to weep aloud. But soon she got over her grief and decided to do something. "You are mean, unkind, and wicked," shouted Dorothy in anger and lifted the bucket full of water lying nearby. She emptied the bucket on the witch, who began to melt slowly till she was no more. The party returned to Oz. When they were taken before the Wizard of Oz, Dorothy told him, "I have killed the witch of the west." "Give me the brains to think," said the Scarecrow. "Give me the heart to feel," said the Woodcutter. "Give me courage to rule the animals," said the Lion. The Wizard granted everybody's wish: a brain to Scarecrow, a heart to the Woodcutter, and courage to the Lion. All the three were very happy indeed. And for Dorothy, she was also sent back to Kansas. His uncle and aunt, overjoyed to see Dorothy and Toto, their dear pet, back home safely.